Hey there. Thank you so much for pressing play. That means that you are interested and passionate about deepening your faith, discovering your purpose, and developing your leadership. My name is Garrett Lowe, and I'm excited for this episode, number 8. We are going to be talking about your personal mission statement. There have been 2 different mentors and a college professor in my life who have encouraged me to write down my own personal mission statement. It probably took me about 6 years from the first time I was encouraged to do that until the time I actually sat down to craft and think about my own personal mission statement. And I want to encourage you to do this because your personal mission statement is like a superpower. Why? Well, for me, I feel like you could drop me anywhere in the world. Give me any job in any season, and I will know exactly how I'm going to move forward. Currently, I am super blessed to have a job that holds a lot of meaning and purpose for me. I'm a full-time missionary right now working for BCM International, and my job as a missionary really allows me to unleash my personal mission statement. But it wasn't always like that. I've been a custodian, a bus driver, worked retail, had a bunch of ministry roles at churches. So I've had different jobs, different seasons, but the same mission. I believe I could go back to any one of those jobs and I would still be able to find meaning and purpose in my day to day work because I've embraced my own personal mission statement. Now, do you want that for your life? I hope you do, because it's a powerful focusing tool that helps you have so much more meaning in your day. And I want to share my personal mission state with, oh my goodness, I just realized the acronym for that would be PMS, and no one wants to embrace that. But I do want you to have a mission statement. What should we call it? Well, I'm still going to refer to it as that, but what started me also on this journey was a friend of mine. He encouraged me to write a manifesto. And I was like, a manifesto? Does this guy think I'm a communist or an assassin? Because those are the only 2 things that I associate with the word manifesto. And I'm just going to look it up real quick in the dictionary. Yeah, so it's a written statement declaring publicly the intentions, motives, or views of its issuer. So the definition is good, but the word itself has some baggage. So whether you call it your personal mission statement, your manifesto, or actually, I thought of a friend of mine named Adrienne Hart. She refers to it as her definite purpose. I like Adrienne. She has an amazing podcast called Get Well With Me. I'll put the link to that in the show notes. I hope to have her on the podcast someday. But writing out your mission statement or your definite purpose is going to be so powerful, and I'd like to share mine with you. So my personal mission statement is I am a positive leader and a lifelong learner on a mission to equip and empower people to deepen their faith, discover their purpose, and develop their leadership through generosity, curiosity, and alignment to the chief cornerstone. And today, I want to help you start thinking about your own purpose, your own mission statement. And I want to share with you some of the different categories and components that I thought through to craft my mission statement. And hopefully, this will help give you a blueprint for coming up with your own. So, here are the 5 areas that we'll unpack for your mission statement. Number 1, identity. Number 2, your mission. Number 3, the impact areas. Number 4, your core values. And number 5, your foundation or your source. So these 5 areas could actually sound like questions. So if you take time to answer these questions, you'll get more clarity on your purpose than most people. So number 1, identity. The question is, who am I becoming? Number 2, mission. What am I here to do? Number 3, impact. Where do I make a difference? Number 4, core values. How do I live this out? And number 5, your foundation or source. What is sacred to you? So if you hit pause and rewind this part, Write these questions down. And if you actually take a few minutes to answer them, I promise you, this exercise alone will give you more clarity than most people ever take time to find. And here's what'll start to happen: you stopped drifting through your days. You start living with greater intention, and all of the sudden, your everyday actions, your conversations, the decisions you make, your daily rhythms, they start carrying more meaning because now you're not just drifting through life, you're living on purpose for a purpose. So now that you know these 5 areas, let me share my mission statement with you again, along with the 5 categories that I just mentioned, and we'll unpack it a little bit. So, number 1, identity. Who am I becoming? I am a positive leader and a lifelong learner. This is who you are at your core. It's not what you do, it's not your role, it's who you are being. Number 2, mission. Question is, what am I here to do? Think in terms of action verbs here. So I picked, I am on a mission to equip and empower people. So those are my 2: equip and empower. This is your action. This is your outward movement into the world. For me, to equip means that I'm going to provide teaching, tools, and other resources to help others develop their skills and gifts. To empower, for me, this means to help people apply and release all the teaching, tools, and skills and gifts. To empower someone is to provide them with a platform or a role and to help them find a place where they can really shine. Number 3 is areas of impact, answering the question, where do I make a difference? And I answered this question with to help equip and empower people to deepen their faith, discover their purpose, and develop their leadership. These are your lanes, your pillars, your focus areas, or the targets that you want to hit. Number 4 is values, and it answers the question, how I live this out. For me, I picked generosity, curiosity, and alignment. Think of this as your posture, your spirit, your way of operating. Think of core values as the tone or flavor of your life, the way that you move through the world and what people will experience around you when they come in contact with you. And I have other values that are important to me, things like gratitude, honesty, creativity, and I really value humor. But I picked 3 values to be core to my mission. And I picked generosity because I want to be generous, not only with my money, but also with my time, my treasure, my presence, my influence. I want to be a giver because I believe that reflects the heart of God, a loving father who knows how to give good gifts. I also picked curiosity because that will help me continue to live out my identity as a lifelong learner. I want to get better at asking more questions instead of making statements and judgments. And if I'm curious, it will allow me to more naturally give someone the benefit of the doubt instead of making assumptions and judgments about them or their actions or their work. And finally, I picked alignment because I believe the Word of God is living and active, and it can truly change someone's life. And I believe God gave us His Word to reveal His love, His plan, His blueprint for what it looks like to flourish in this life. So part of my mission is to help people move into alignment with the teachings of Jesus, which leads me to my 5th and final category in my personal mission statement, which is my foundation or my source, the reason I'm doing all this. It answers the question, what is sacred to you? And for me, I picked the chief cornerstone, which is another name given to Jesus in Scripture. This is your anchor. This is your why behind the why, your spiritual center. So for this episode, the rest of this episode, I'm just going to focus on the first one, which is identity. So this is just going to be part 1 of crafting your personal mission statement. So, this first area of identity answers the question, who am I becoming? And I want to encourage you to begin answering this question with two simple but powerful words. I am dot, dot, dot. I am fill in the blank. Who are you? Again, this is not your job title. It's not what you do from 9 to 5. Who are you at your core? And even more importantly, who are you becoming? Honestly, whether you realize it or not, listen, you're already finishing that sentence every single day with words that you would never frame and hang on your wall. We say things like, I am busy. I am behind. I am tired. I am overwhelmed. And saying that to yourself, it matters more than you think because these I am statements are powerful because they shape your identity. And guess what? Your identity drives your behavior. I think that's why James Clear talks so much about identity in his book, Atomic Habits. He makes the point that real, lasting change doesn't start with what you do, it starts with who you believe you are. And so, why does he focus on that? Because you will build good habits faster and actually stick with them longer when they are tied to your identity. When a habit is just something you're trying to do, it's easy to quit when things are inconvenient. But when it becomes a part of who you are, well, then now it's personal. So if you start by saying, I am a leader, well, guess what? You don't just wait for a title, you start looking for opportunities to lead. So you speak up, you take action, you encourage someone, you take initiative, you carry yourself differently. Because now you're not just trying to act like a leader, you're simply being who you believe you are in every single room that you walk into. The last episode, when I interviewed Josh Beers, we talked about behavior flowing from identity, purpose flowing from identity. If you say, I am a learner, then you're going to start asking more questions and you're going to view and treat every single person you meet as a teacher. One of my affirmations is every conversation is a classroom. And if you say to yourself, I am the kind of person who follows through, then when it's 8:30 at night and you're tired and you said you were going to send that email or make that call or finish a workout, then you don't negotiate with yourself as much because now it's not just about the task, it's about staying true to who you said you are. That's the power of identity. Your words begin to form your identity, and your identity begins to form your life. And so let me ask you a question. When you walk into a room, what do you want people to think or experience when they interact with you? What do you want people to feel when they're around you? I heard someone say this once. I don't remember where, but it stuck with me. It's a little comical, but so true. There are two types of people in the world: those who make people happy when they walk into a room, and those who make people happy when they leave the room. Ooh, which one are you? Do people feel encouraged when they're around you? Do they feel seen? Do they feel valued? Do they think to themselves, man, I'm so glad you're here? Or do they feel like they need to take a nap after talking to you? And no judgment here, it's just awareness. But think about it. And the goal here, again, it's not perfection. It's just setting a direction for your life or setting an intention about who you want to be. And nobody drifts into becoming this type of person. You make a decision, you commit. And I will say this, God created you with all the raw material, but he has also given you this life as a gift, and you get to choose who you will become. It starts with your words, but then out of your words flows your decisions and your responses. And if you want to be someone who encourages others, then start saying, I am an encourager. And I mean, if you look at Barnabas, that in the book of Acts, that's what he was known for. He was known as an encourager. That became part of his identity. If you want to be someone who brings energy into a room, start saying, I am someone who brings life wherever I go. You get to decide who you're becoming. You get to choose the words that shape your life by the grace of God. And so I would just encourage you to start by finishing this statement: I am dot, dot, dot. So here's what I'd like you to do. Don't just listen to this episode and move on. Take 5 minutes today, just 5 minutes. Write out that sentence. Start it with I am and finish that sentence. Not based on how you feel in the moment, but based on who you want to become. And then tomorrow, say it again. Read it to yourself. And then the next day, say it over yourself. Because over time, these words won't just be something you say, it's going to become who you are, your identity. And we're going to go over the other areas in the future episodes, but I want to keep these episodes tight, full of value. I want to encourage you to get started, and it starts with identity, with intention, and these two simple words: I am dot, dot, dot. Who do you believe God has called you to be on this earth? I really pray that you take time to think about the person God's created you to be, and that your identity, from this identity, will flow your mission, your values, the areas that you'll impact, and also reveal what is sacred to you. And we're going to come back with the next episode with the rest of those questions. But for now, I just want to thank you for listening and hope that you really press into the person that God's created you to be. Stay tuned for the next episode on faith, purpose, and leadership as we continue to help you craft your personal mission statement. Thank you so much. God bless.